Would you like to know what the Jezebel Spirit is? You probably heard that term bandied about, and for some, you're probably a little confused. What the heck is it? Is it biblical? And others kind of cringe, like, what's going on here? What was that controversy about that this thing was released? I would like to share my understanding of the truth about this Jezebel spirit, because there is some measure of truth that is worth knowing, so you can untangle the web of confusion. So join me for today's video as we talk about the shocking truth about the Jezebel spirit. But first, if you don't know, my name is Barry Brindisi, and I'd like to welcome you to my channel, Christianity Explained. If you find this content of value, please give a thumbs up and share it. Perhaps you would like to subscribe and get future content. I try to update it as much as possible. Ever since the 90s, I've heard off and on about this Jezebel spirit. And like many of you, I would often be a little confused. Like, what the heck are they talking about? I, of course, knew about a woman named Jezebel and that she was a nasty character, but what the heck is this spirit thing? How is it a religious spirit? Man, I used to be rather confused, and I've been a charismatic Pentecostal type for years. So I understand, and I want to make this simple and easy for you to understand. So whether you want to believe or not, your choice, but at least you'll have an understanding of what the heck is being talked about. Step one in untangling this web of confusion requires that I point you to the English dictionary and provide a basic definition of the word spirit. Because it went a long way for me untangling and unconfusing what the heck others were talking about. The Spirit doesn't just refer to the Holy Spirit or the Spirit that every human being has. That's one definition. There's two others, which we will deal with in this video. The first one I'll start with is used to describe like attribute. Like you may have heard that, like, there's a spirit of excitement in the air. Obviously, the air is not excited. It's just that you feel it, and or somebody is really acting like so and so from history. Well, in the church circles that I've been in, there's a tendency to say, "Oh, that guy must have a spirit of Adonai, or he had this spirit on him, or that." All they're saying is, "Wow, that person is acting very much like so and so that I've read about in the Bible." It doesn't mean that necessarily mean they have a demonic spirit or anything. It's just that they bring to mind Jezebel, who is the primary character I will be focusing on. But to understand it, it will help to know who the heck are they talking about. There's a little more to Jezebel than you might think. That doesn't often get covered in a Sunday service. To save a lot of time, I am not going to post a whole bunch of scriptures because it would be ridiculous. We are first introduced to Jezebel in 1 Kings chapter 16, verse 31. King Ahab, who was the king of Samaria, that's the northern kingdom of Israel, was already being identified in Scripture as a very evil and nasty character. He marries a woman named Jezebel, and this Jezebel was the daughter of the king of Tyre and Sidon. And it's worth knowing, because they don't usually think to mention it, is this. that king wasn't just a king. No, 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 no. I looked up the Wikipedia about this guy. um, he used to be the priest of this uh, pagan god or something, and he was a very nasty character. But you know how he got the title of high priest and everything? He murdered the guy who was above him. Yeah, he was a murderer. And eventually he became king. So in a sense, the man was a king priest. Yes, not all king priests were nice. This guy was a nasty character to begin with. He had kids, and one of them was Jezebel. And that's basically where she learned that, hey, if you got a problem, kill him. that was part of the upbringing. Plus, by knowing that she grew up in a very religious atmosphere that where you do things by control, manipulation, and all these other stuff. Yeah, it makes sense bring to light why she had such a zeal for what she was doing, and she was, like I said, and Scripture showed it. She's like all the way through quite a few chapters, and it also explains in part why she reacted like she did when she got the news that Elijah just slaughtered all her priests that were under her. Yeah. So, yeah, I can understand what's going on and why this lady was clearly very dangerous and not a simple person to deal with. Oh, yes. There are others who can go into real detail and the things that this woman did. So what does this have to do with Jezebel being the poster child of the religious spirit? Well, if you paid attention to what I just said, she was the high priest. She was the one in charge. Religion was a major part of her life. And she used it to do whatever the heck she wanted to do. That's why some people, when they talk about the religious spirit, they're referring to a person who was very controlling and used religion to get whatever he or she wants. And it's unfortunate that some people use the phrase, oh, you're a Jezebel on women. Guys, you need to remember, a Jezebel, a woman on the only one who can be a Jezebel. You have some men who can act very much like it. Today, we simply call them narcissists in the church circle. But essentially, that's what they are. Now, let's move on to the other definition of spirit and get to the meat that some of you guys are waiting for. What is this about the demonic spirit called? Guys, from my reading of scripture and the studies that I've taken and listening to people who actually know more than I do, I get the distinct impression that I don't think there is an actual demon who is named Jezebel, but they act in that type of personality that causes people, especially those in the deliverance community, to say, you have a demonic spirit that's acting very much like a Jezebel type, and which draws to mind what it is they're dealing with. And we also tend to think religious because that's what she was about, using religion to control and manipulate. Now, I'll be shocked when the time comes and I find out, guess what? There's a whole bunch of that would surprise me. But no, I suspect it's very much like the case of the demon that say, oh, we're called legion because we are many. I would say clearly, yes, there are demonic spirits that influences people. Now, there's something else you should know about these things. They don't just show up one day and you suddenly start acting that way. It's usually because of sin that's already there. It's more, and all they have to do is just inflame it to make it worse than it actually is. And because these were not believers, they, these spirits can easily take control of people and cause them to act in ways far worse than they could have on their own. So yeah, I can believe that there are people who act that way. But again, we need to remember, men can fall under the influence of this Jezebel spirit or religious spirit just as easily as women. Hopefully that helps. Now, are there characteristics that people should be aware of? All right, whether you love them or not. Mark Driscoll did put out a video series, and he did a video that shows the various characteristics of this Jezebel spirit that you may want to take with some grain of salt because of his style of presentation. I don't know if anybody else who's more palatable, if you want to call it that, talk. If so, please put it in the comment section. Yeah. All right. I would love to go on a little bit more, but I just wanted to give you a basic understanding of what the heck a Jezebel spirit is. It's a controlling, manipulative spirit that can be the embodiment of how somebody is acting that brings to mind Jezebel, or an actual demonic spirit. I would ask the Holy Spirit on what you're dealing with, okay? And not jump to conclusion. And yes. Now, there are demons that do possess people. Those are all through scripture. How they're acting? I don't know. All right. Hey, I want to thank you for your time. Hope this is a blessing and a help. Please let me know. And see you when I see you.